Today we celebrate feminine beauty in this theme and era, expressed through style, elegance, posture, and presence. The 1980s transformed denim from work wear into a canvas for feminine rebellion and creativity. Women turned basic blue jean jackets into personal statements of independence, adorning them with pins that told their stories and carrying themselves with an attitude that said they belonged everywhere. This was the decade when denim became distinctly feminine, distinctly powerful, and distinctly unforgettable. Consider this remarkable shift. In 1979, most women viewed denim jackets as borrowed masculine clothing, something to throw over a dress in cooler weather. By 1985, the same garment had become the centerpiece of female wardrobes across America. From high school hallways to corporate casual Fridays. What happened in those 6 transformative years? Women discovered that denim could be both comfortable and commanding, both accessible and aspirational. The 80s denim revolution began in the creative neighborhoods of New York and Los Angeles, where young women started customizing their jackets as acts of self-expression. The trend spread through MTV, fashion magazines like 17 and Mademoiselle, and the growing influence of female musicians who wore their decorated denim on stage and in music videos. By 1983, major retailers like the Limited and Express were selling pre-distressed jackets, recognizing that women wanted denim that looked lived in and personal from the very first wear. The silhouette was everything in 80s denim. Women embraced the oversized boyfriend fit, rolling sleeves to the perfect 3/4 length that showed off delicate wrists while maintaining that borrowed from the boy's appeal. The classic Levis trucker jacket became the template. But brands like Calvin Klein and Gloria Vanderbilt introduced more fitted versions that celebrated feminine curves without sacrificing the relaxed confidence that made denim so appealing. The length was crucial too to hitting just at the hip bone, long enough to balance proportions, but short enough to show off high-waisted jeans or flowing skirts underneath. Color became a playground for feminine expression. While traditional indigo remained popular, women gravitated toward acid-washed denim in lighter blues, and even adventurous pastels. Stone-washing techniques created softer textures that felt more approachable and less industrial. Some women chose black denim for evening occasions, pairing oversized jackets with metallic accessories and bold jewelry. The fabric itself seemed to understand its new feminine role to manufacturers began using softer cotton blends that moved with women's bodies rather than restricting them. But the real magic happened in the details. Pins became the primary language of personal expression, transforming each jacket into a unique autobiography. Band pins clustered around the left shoulder announced musical loyalties to Duran Duran, Madonna, Prince, and the Go-Go's were among the most coveted. Political buttons mixed with whimsical enamel pins featuring everything from unicorns to peace signs. Some women created themed collections on their jackets, turning the denim into wearable art galleries. The art of pin placement became almost ritualistic among young women. They studied the geography of their jackets like cartographers, understanding that the collar area was prime real estate for statement pieces, while smaller pins could create interesting clusters near pockets or along seam lines. Vintage military patches gained popularity too, though women wore them as fashion statements rather than service indicators. The key was achieving that perfect balance between organized chaos and intentional design. Distressing techniques allowed women to personalize their denim even further. They learned to create strategic rips and fraying that looked authentically worn rather than artificially damaged. Some used sandpaper to soften edges, while others employed cheese graters for more dramatic effects. The goal was achieving that perfect level of wear that suggested adventure and experience without looking sloppy or unkempt. Each woman developed her own signature approach to customization. The cultural significance ran deeper than surface decoration. These decorated denim jackets became armor for women entering traditional email spaces to rock concerts, auto shops, college campuses where they were still minorities in certain fields. The jacket provided both physical comfort and psychological confidence, a way of signaling belonging while maintaining individual identity. The pins and patches became conversation starters, ways for women to connect with others who shared their interests and values. This feminine and denim aesthetic was about claiming space and making statements. Each customized jacket represented hours of careful curation, reflecting not just personal taste, but also cultural awareness and social positioning. The 1980s denim scene celebrated feminine creativity through personalized style and confident self-expression. Women perfected the art of layering their denim jackets over everything from delicate lace camisoles to bold graphic tees. The contrast became part of the appeal to rough denim softened by silk scarves, heavy metal band pins balanced by pearl earrings. This wasn't about following rules, but about creating new ones. Some women wore their jackets buttoned completely, creating clean lines that emphasized their customized details, while others left them open like vests, allowing glimpses of carefully chosen undergarments or statement jewelry. Accessories became crucial supporting players in the denim narrative. Bandanas tied around necks or wrists echoed the workwear origins while adding feminine touches in bright colors or floral patterns. Large hoop earrings caught light and drew attention to faces framed by denim collars, while multiple silver bracelets created musical accompaniment to daily movements. Women learned to coordinate their pin collections with their other accessories, creating cohesive looks that felt both planned and spontaneous. The rituals surrounding denim care became almost ceremonial. Women developed personnel techniques for maintaining their jacket's perfect level of wear and character. They knew exactly how many wash cycles would achieve the desired fade, and they protected special pins during laundry by carefully removing them or covering them with tape. Trading pins became a social activity, with women meeting at record stores, concerts, and school events to exchange pieces from their collections. The most coveted pins were often handmade or limited edition, creating small economies of feminine creativity and connection. These women moved through distinctly 80s spaces with confidence that their denim announced their presence appropriately. At shopping malls, clusters of friends in customized jackets browsed record stores and jewelry counters, their pins catching fluorescent lighting and sparking conversations with strangers who recognized shared musical tastes or cultural references. The food courts of America became informal fashion shows where different denim styling approaches could be observed and admired. College campuses witnessed a particular evolution of feminine denim culture. Sorority sisters and independent students alike adopted the customized jacket as a way of navigating social hierarchies while maintaining individual identity. The jackets worked equally well in lecture halls, campus coffee shops, and weekend parties. Some women created seasonal variations, swapping out pins based on academic schedules or changing interests, treating their jackets as evolving canvases rather than fixed artworks. The workplace presented interesting challenges and opportunities for denim integration. Forward-thinking, companies began allowing casual Fridays, and women quickly established that a well-curated denim jacket over tailored pants or a modest skirt could communicate both professionalism and approachability. The key was restraint in pin selection and ensuring the overall look remained polished despite the casual elements. Some women maintained separate work jackets with more conservative pin collections, saving their boldest statements for weekends and social occasions. Evening entertainment venues became laboratories for denim experimentation. Women learned to transition their daytime jackets for nighttime activities by adding metallic accessories or swapping conservative pins for bolder statements. Concert venues were particularly important spaces, where women could display their most elaborate pin collections, knowing they would be surrounded by others who appreciated the cultural references and artistic effort involved in creating these wearable galleries. The photography culture of the 80s captured these denim moments beautifully. Though women were often more focused on living these experiences than documenting them. Friends gathered in bedrooms and dorm rooms, helping each other arrange pins or plan outfit combinations. The mirror became a crucial tool for checking how pin arrangements looked from different angles, ensuring that each jacket told its intended story from multiple perspectives. This feminine approach to denim customization created communities across geographic and social boundaries. Women recognized each other as kindred spirits based on their pin choices and styling approaches, forming friendships that began with admiration for each other's creative expression and evolved into deeper connections based on shared values and interests. The 1980s denim movement became a defining expression of feminine independence and creative self-determination. Women transformed what began as borrowed masculine clothing into a powerful statement about female identity and agency. The customized denim jacket became a uniform of sorts for a generation of women who refused to be categorized or contained. Through MTV and music videos, female artists like Cyndi Lauper, Pat Benatar, and the members of the Bangles demonstrated how denim could be both rebellious and feminine, inspiring millions of young women to experiment with their own versions of this empowering aesthetic. The influence extended far beyond individual wardrobes. Department stores began dedicating entire sections to denim customization supplies, recognizing that women were willing to invest time and money in personalizing their jackets. Craft stores reported unprecedented sales of fabric markers, studs, patches, and specialty pins. The trend influenced fashion designers who began incorporating distressed denim elements into higher-end collections. Though many women preferred their hand-customized pieces over designer interpretations that lacked personal history and meaning, magazine culture embraced the phenomenon with enthusiasm. Publications like Teen and YM featured monthly articles on new customization techniques, pin trading networks, and seasonal styling approaches. Fashion spreads showcase different regional variations of the denim aesthetic. From the punk-influenced looks of New York to the more Western-inspired designs popular in Texas and California, these media representations helped establish customized denim as legitimate fashion rather than mere teenage rebellion. The economic impact was substantial as well. The pin and patch industry experienced dramatic growth, with specialty manufacturers creating designs specifically for the teenage and young adult female market. Music merchandising evolved to meet demand for high-quality enamel pins that could withstand repeated wear and washing. Small businesses emerged around custom embroidery and patch creation, often run by women who had developed their skills through personal denim projects. Corporate America gradually recognized the cultural significance of this feminine denim movement. Companies began producing employee casual, wear that incorporated denim elements, understanding that younger female workers wanted to maintain some personal expression even in professional environments. The line between work-appropriate and personally meaningful began to blur, largely due to women who insisted that their clothing choices could be both responsible and authentic. This denim aesthetic represented something profound about feminine power in the 80s. Women were claiming space in rock clubs, corporate, boardrooms, and college campuses while wearing clothing that announced their refusal to conform to traditional expectations about feminine appearance and behavior. The three feminine signatures of 80s denim culture remain unmistakable even today. First, the personalized pin constellation that transformed each jacket into a unique autobiography, with careful placement creating visual narratives about interests, loyalties, and aspirations. These pin arrangements were never random, but reflected sophisticated understanding of composition, color theory, and personnel branding long before social media made such concepts mainstream. Second, the confident, oversized silhouette that borrowed masculine proportions while maintaining distinctly feminine styling through accessories, layering, and attitude. Women understood intuitively that wearing clothing slightly too large could paradoxically emphasize their femininity while providing practical comfort and psychological empowerment. Third, the artful distressing and customization that made each piece unique, reflecting hours of personal investment and creative energy that elevated mass-produced clothing into individual artistic statements. These signatures worked together to create a uniform that was simultaneously rebellious and approachable, edgy and accessible. The 80s denim aesthetic proved that feminine beauty could be comfortable, practical, and personally meaningful while still being visually striking and culturally significant. Today, when we see vintage 80s denim jackets in museums or costume collections, we recognize them as artifacts of a particular moment when women used fashion to declare their independence and creativity. The carefully arranged pins tell stories of musical preferences, political beliefs, and social connections that seem both historically specific and timelessly relevant. These jackets remind us that true feminine style has always been about more than following trends to it, has been about using clothing to communicate identity, values, and aspirations. The legacy continues in contemporary fashion, where customization and personnel expression remain central to how women approach their wardrobes. The 80s taught us that femme and beauty could be both powerful and playful, both individual and communal, both rebellious and elegant. Those decorated denim jackets represented a generation of women who refused to choose between comfort and style, between conformity and self-expression, between fitting in and standing out.